All friends together, the little Miss and Mr. Men. All friends together, round and round we go. Back to back and side by side and on with a show.
Welcome back to Little White Books, the unofficial, untold story of the Mr. Men. This is episode 5.
Hello, I'm from the third wave. My name is Mr. Wrong. This is the story of me and my friend, Mr. Strong.
2 skinny double-shot cappuccinos.
As soon as I arrived, Strong was straight over to me, big grin on his face, said that because I was red like him, that made me part of his red team. Just like that. He introduced me to a few others, Mr. Small, Mr. Noisy. I remember feeling relieved, like, oh good, I've got friends already. But it didn't take long to figure out that Strong wasn't exactly liked. That meant if I did join his red team, then I wouldn't be popular either. So of course I said yes. He took me underground, though, showed me this maze of tunnels he'd helped build for a society of talking worms. A whole world under our world. Supermarkets, bars, betting shops. And here's the weird thing. My arrival somehow finished the tunnels, the land shift. Like they just mended themselves.
The land shift. Expanding or contracting, like magical tectonic plates. Each new wave reshapes and also heals the world of the Mr. Men. With the third wave, Nonsense Land grew thanks to its newest resident, Mr. Nonsense. Here he is to explain.
Mr. Quiet's loud land spun into eruption as jagged cracks that ran straight through Wobbletown's trembling spine. Cleverland spewed houses and gardens all over Muddleland's kitchen floor. The Mr. Men slept on, oblivious.
Nonsense.
Morning hadn't broken.
Nonsense.
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 And nonsense.
House of mine, all new, perched atop a tree. No ladder in sight. Kindness fell short. But when made my bed, fullness of fridge, noted with cheer. New lands and new roads emerged, shrinking the old as they folded in on themselves. Footpaths be damned. Roads new, tarmac and cars. Thanks, humans, just like you. Nonsense land, stretched and twisted, like a sleepy cat yawning itself into impossible shapes. Folding reality into wet origami. Then it was party time. Mr. Nonsense arrived, bus and then taxi. Well, thank you, you're welcome, most welcome. By tea time was everyone's best friend, myself in third person. And there he was, the Prince of Beige, Mr. Silly. Friend for life, but sometimes life sentence.
Nonsense.
A contribution from Mr. Nonsense there. Let's try again. I asked his friend Mr. Silly to further explain.
It's not just Nonsense Land. New lands appear all over. The map keeps changing with every wave. When Mr. Dizzy arrived, Cleverland appeared, and later, with the third wave, Mr. Clever himself turned up. So the land size doubled. That's when we introduced the concept of the named patriarch.
Oh, good afternoon. I am Mr. Clever, the official patriarch of Cleverland. Do you see this? This is my crown. Notice how it does not fit me correctly. This is because it was designed for Mr. Dizzy. What a disgrace. I will not explain now, but to say it is my duty in life to keep the world safe from Mr. Dizzy, I utterly despise him. Good day.
Is there a strong land out there somewhere?
I would have made a good patriarch, but no. I come from Dillydale, where the humans come from. I'm also very popular there, unlike a lot of Mr. Men, including Mr. Tickle, who is disliked.
Okay. Now, I understand there is a statue of you in the Worm City because of the tunnels you built. Is that right?
I'm not going to take all the credit, but the Worm Underground train network is a marvel of modern engineering. It can also secretly transport Mr. Men, but we shouldn't talk about that, for obvious reasons.
Good morning, Mr. Strong.
Morning.
Nice to see you, Mr. Strong.
How do?
We love you, Mr. Strong.
Big fight tonight. You should come along.
Good luck with that.
Across the road from Central Worm train station was a ramshackle wooden combat arena. Through the turnstile, you'd see rows and rows of tiny seats, all overlooking a muddy pit where many a worm had met their end. Strong wasn't just celebrated for the tunnels, he was their worm champion. At one end of the arena was a palace where the rich worms would watch the games from the comfort of their balcony, away from the riffraff. It was a world quite unlike ours. Very different indeed.
Worm time. Let's go. Worm time. That's fighting talk. Got on the train. See you at work. Worm time. The arena is calling. Worms, worms, worms. Mr. Strong. Mr. Wrong. Worm time. Fight me. High stakes. Winner takes. Oh. Worm time.
Without digging to keep him busy, Strong doubled down on his training, more ambitious to take on greater challenges. But the rejection from above had skewed his perspective. He started drinking. Too much. Maybe that's why we became friends. A sense of not belonging. Either that or the worm beer.
Alcohol content aside, worm beer is a valuable source of protein and help boost both my body weight and also my confidence.
Do you know what worm beer is made from? Guess. Go on. Okay, I'll tell you. Worm beer is made from worms. Can you believe that? The barbarity of those subterranean parasites. Beyond belief.
This is a recording by Mr. Mean.
Mr. Strong and his red, unmade companion of despair, Mr. Wrong, both knew this, and yet they drank. Strong, solid, deliberate, quietly adhering to the rules of gravity and etiquette. He drank his ration, knew his limits, and retired to bed with a glass of water. But Wrong had no such limits. Wrong had no boundaries, no threshold of decency. He drank and drank, past dawn and past lunchtime, crawling his way into the afternoon, crawling on the dirt floor like the worms themselves. Ill now, a hopeless mess. His stomach a churning pit of acidic torment. He croaked for a top-up, one for the road, served with a straw.
Strong, help me get to the bar. Need more.
You can't be doing this, Mr. Wrong. It's bad for you.
Strong found him there, sprawled on the dirt, an absolute mess, worm beer pooling around his fingers. Strong, appalled. This was his first lesson in the world of Mr. Wrong, a world with no walls, no limits, just endless spirals of self-destruction. Friendship, Mr. Strong realized, has a cost.
I'll admit it, I did drink too much, but I still kept my eye on the prize. The worms were key. If I could make it here, I could make it upstairs too. And I had 6 months to do it. That was when the Mr. Men were having their sports day, and there was no way I was going to miss that.
39 Mr. Men. Do you need a friend? The third wave is here for you. This is not the end.
We're going to step away from the worm story for a few minutes here. This is where I get to say "meanwhile" up top. Aside from Mr. Wrong, 12 other new Mr. Men had also arrived, and with them, they brought a new crisis. This is Mr. Greedy.
Mr. Skinny has been my best friend since he arrived. The way we met was a bit grim. I got a call from someone claiming to be Dr. Plump, supposedly Mr. Skinny's GP, from a place called Fatland, would you believe it? I'd never heard of it, but it sounded fun. Patient confidentiality aside, and my better judgment, I didn't question it. Looking back, I should have known. I mean, Dr. Makewell is paid an absolute fortune for exclusive rights to treat the Mr. Men. Long story short, Skinny moved in with me so I could help him eat. I thought this was all under medical supervision, but I'd been tricked. Tricked into helping undo Mr. Skinny. He started fading away, so I had to call Happy. He was furious. I'm so glad it didn't work out. I'd never have forgiven myself if it had.
Wizards and worms, they're creeping near. Wizards and worms, bringing chaos and fear. You think you know, but you're far from right. They'll undo the truth in the dead of night.
I'm Mr. Mischief, and I do love a bit of mischief. But sometimes one must be sensible, especially when it comes to worms. Now, Mr. Men worms aren't normal. They're more like snakes wrapped in human skin, all speaking with the same voice. It gives the eerie impression that one singular omnipresent worm is lurking beneath the surface. You'll be walking along and then, pop, a head appears, chatting away. Everyone else found this normal. I found it horrifying. So when a hole appeared in my garden, I simply was not prepared to tolerate it. Absolutely not. I poured in bleach and boiling water because, really, what else does one do in such a situation? I gave it no further thought until, quite unexpectedly, a wizard, of all things, arrived at my doorstep, seething with rage. Not that I was worried. I keep a crossbow by the door. So I aimed it right at him, asked him if his magic would stop a bolt in the back. He fled. Didn't see him again. Not for a while. So he fears me. I fear worms. But what do worms fear?
This is Mr. Worry.
When I met the wizard, he helped me. Or at least I thought he did. I felt good. Lighter even. I went out. I celebrated. That's when Happy found me. He knew. The moment he saw me, he knew something was wrong. Happy saved my life. He explained what the wizard had done, what he had tried to do. I'd mistaken it for kindness. Mine was the third case that year. 3 of us, nearly undone. Happy called it an assault, but not just on me, but on all of us. He told me I needed to read more, to educate myself. He showed me the truth. That's when I turned to the little white books, the only place I could find real answers. I've barely smiled since. It's too dangerous to smile, I think. But I still worry about it, more than anything.
Come on, finish him! He won! I'm rich!
The fighting went well. In the arena, the worms were no match for me. So I let them team up. 5 against 1 was a great show, and the crowd went wild. I knew they were all gambling, but I didn't think much of it. I was never told to throw a fight, so I just carried on.
I wasn't jealous of him or anything. If anything, I found it kind of funny. I mean, I'd seen the bigger picture by then. I'd been in the dens, the back corridors where worms lived in squalor, the ones who'd crossed the wrong gangsters. I'd seen the poverty, the disease.
All stand for Mr. Strong. Mr. Strong, the super square, superstar with super strength. Worm time.
I was on the top of me game. Then they brought in animals for me to fight. At first it were dogs foaming at the mouth, then a lion, and even some crocodiles. They were tough. And then one night, a grizzly bear came in wearing a custom-made suit of plate armour. I'd had a few drinks that night, perhaps a bit too much. Not for confidence, mind. The bear didn't hurt me, but it did pin me to the floor, and for some reason, I couldn't get up. Before I knew it, the bell had rung, and that was it. I'd lost the match. Some of the worms cheered, but then there was silence. One of the most important worms had lost a lot of money. I was in big trouble.
Maybe embarrassed, Strong decided to retire from fighting. So with the entertainment cancelled, I saw my chance. I went to the worms and offered to be his replacement. Why not?
When I heard about this, I went straight round and pushed myself to the front of the crowd. Get out me way.
How dare you?
There he was, fighting. No, I won't say fighting. He was there being brutally beaten by Thompson Steel, one of the toughest, meanest worms there is. This great beast of a worm had no mercy, and he was tearing my friend to pieces, bruising him like a plum. I pulled wrong away and carried him home.
I was winning.
He just laughed, not a care in the world. We talked about it, and he said he was sorry, but then the next night he were back there again, fighting off a gang of worms with sharpened teeth and pool cues. I didn't know what to do with him.
Now Strong wanted redemption, so he did something. He went straight to the head honcho, King Norbert Worm the 14th. Thankfully, the king found the whole thing funny. Still drove a hard bargain, though. For all Strong's fame down there, to the king, he was still just a resource, something to use.
Here's Mr. Rush.
If I'm not out driving, then I'm usually off jogging, early in the morning before anyone else is up. I've done plenty of exploring, but there's one spot I'll never set foot in again. Once was more than enough. Topsy-turvy land. There was once this time I was very ill after accidentally drinking some brake fluid. Probably Mr. Mischief was behind it. I never found out. Mind melting for hours. Visions, monsters, faces in the wallpaper coming alive. You know the crack. But all of that was nothing compared to delivering a birthday card to Mr. Topsy-turvy.
Miss Wise.
No way. It's not like Nonsense Land. It's really dangerous. It's proper reality-altering insanity. Mr. Small went there once and came out with 3 legs, calling himself Mr. Isle of Man.
And Tickle.
I think it's where the Doctor Who people came from. Mr. Clever tried taking a shortcut through and came out green and called Mr. Stupid. It was quite funny.
Another contribution now, again by Mr. Mean.
As if to protect the rest of the world from the topsy-turvy madness, a subterranean lead wall circled the entire land like a hangman's noose. Who knows where it had come from, but it was as old as the moon. To the worms, it was a barrier to territorial conquest, an impenetrable obstacle, a puzzle to be solved. The winner to plant his flag, to lay claim to the hidden depths and buried treasures of this abstract place. This was the price Mr. Strong had to pay. Their super strong super weapon who did what he was told. Break through the wall, Mr. Strong. Make a hole. Make a tunnel. Coming soon. A worm-operated toll booth. Pay a price to visit the new world. A new casino, a race course, the topsy-turvy land oyster, to be slurped down by the fattest worm. Strong set to work while behind him, his friend Mr. Wrong conjured up new schemes of self-destruction.
See, of all the tunnels they'd built, there was one they hadn't touched, the one leading to Topsy-Turvy Land. Work on it had been suspended.
We couldn't tunnel underground Topsy-Turvy Land because there was a deep barrier all around it made of lead. It was the first time I'd ever pushed or punched something that didn't budge. It was so thick that it couldn't be cut or drilled, so I just dug around it.
It wasn't just the Mr. Men who warned me to keep away. There were signs all the way up to Mr. Topsy-Turvy's house. Keep out, or else. I thought, or else what? So I kept going. Danger. Do not cross. Final warning. With a flashing orange light. It was like the slow climb of a roller coaster. I loved it. Then came, "Turn back or you will never be the same again," written in the sky. Nice, like the best theme park ever. And then I saw him. Or maybe me, from the pages of my little white book, Mr. Rite of Passage. He didn't look pleased. Told me if I crossed the line, he'd be forced to undo me, not stop me. Undo me. "I have rights," I shouted as I stepped over the line. But let's be honest, it didn't even exist. And at that moment, I didn't exist either. He crossed it at the same time. Came to my side. Only I wasn't there anymore. I was somewhere else entirely. I watched him walk back the way I'd come. The right thing to do, I suppose. Honestly, what a trip. I'd pay good money to go through something like that again. So I turned round to collect my prize. And that's when I saw Mr. Topsy-Turvy standing on the porch. He looked at me, calm, patient, enlightened, and said, "Get off my lawn."
Here's a clip from Mr. Topsy-Turvy's memoirs.
Monday. Goodness me, the weekend simply evaporated. Had a little toddle down to check the defences. First thing, all appears ship-shape and splendid. No sign of that tennis ball chap, thank heavens. One assumes he's finally taken the hint and bounced off elsewhere. I am, however, in something of a flap about those I threw over the wall into Cleverland. There's every chance their new patriarch might determine their origin. The last thing we need is more humans nosing about. Awful creatures. What? Ooh. The house still smells of booze from that red fellow who came round last night. Still, I can't complain. I drank half the bottle of the stuff myself.
Mr. Wrong had a brilliant idea that no one had ever thought of. Take a look at the wall from the other side. He went and got us permission to dig, and off he went with a rusty shovel. Down and down he went until he found the wall.
The top layer was bright red clay. The deeper I dug, the more the colours changed. Orange, yellow, green, blue, like a rainbow buried in the earth. 10 meters down, I realized I'd dug myself into a pit I couldn't get out of. So I kept going. Another 10 meters, deep purple soil, almost black. The lead wall remained, unyielding, forming one side of my pit. Probably goes down forever. I looked at my hands, expecting them to be stained with the earth's colors. But they weren't. They were grey. My entire body was bleached, drained of all color. I wasn't red team anymore. Strangely, I felt a sense of fulfillment and warmth, so I lay down and slept. I didn't care if I turned to ash. I would have been content to keep digging forever. But Strong had other ideas.
When I found him, I realised Mr. Wrong was seriously ill. Really ill this time. He was completely grey, and his skin was thin like ash. I took him straight to Dr. Makewell, and from there he was taken by ambulance to a special hospital. A doctor came and saw me in the corridor, asked me to sit down. Then he told me Mr. Wrong has something called radiation poisoning, and he was lucky to be alive. I didn't know what to say, but here's something. The next day I went to the hole he'd dug, and lo and behold, I found him wandering back there, so he could keep digging.
Not again, Mr. Wrong.
I'd learnt his ways by now, and I'd have some strong words with him.
That's when I saw something new in him. Maybe my influence, bravery. Not the kind that drove him to build a new life for himself, underground, away from the snide comments. Not that kind of bravery, not facing the monsters in the arena. No. He knew Topsy-Turvy Land was dangerous, lethal, no one believed him. A known liar.
Drop to your knees and beg.
So he did the unthinkable. He went straight to the top. He went to Mr. Happy for help.
Mr. Strong.
Whatever our difference in the past, I knew it was the right thing to do. I'd risen above it all. If Happy knew about the radiation, Then he could warn the others, and we could put signs up or something. Maybe by going to him with the news would restore my reputation, and I'd return to the first wave, where I rightly belong. But when I got there and I saw him, all I could do was cry. So overwhelmed with emotion as I looked back at the journey I'd taken, from digging a tunnel to get to Fussy's house, to meeting the worms, building the underground, the fighting, the worm beer, Mr. Wrong, and now all of this. It was like reading my diary to him, a confession.
Because that's what friends are for, right? To share your worries, unburden yourself. But, well, like with me, terms and conditions apply.
Thank you for coming to me with this. I'll fix your worm problem. The worms answer to me. I'll make Topsy-Turvy Land safe, and I'll keep Mr. Wrong wrong.
Good afternoon, Mr. Strong.
I'd not realised, but Mr. Impossible was also in the room, just sat there in a chair. He must have been invisible when I was talking, all that time. He'd heard all of it, and spoke quietly to Happy. Then Happy looked at me.
This is what I want from you. If you hear anyone being negative about me, you will correct them. You will tell them I am your best friend, and I keep us all safe. If you see me walk past, you will smile your biggest smile, so everyone sees how happy you are to see me. You work for me now, Mr. Strong. Do you understand? Good. We're going to catch that wizard. We're going to teach him a lesson. Go on, Wrong. You can do cast.
Oh, really? Oh, here goes. Mr. Nonsense, Simon Jackson. Silly was Rob Jones. Strong, Jamie A. That's A for Anonymous. Can't blame him. Greedy, Pete Hazell. Worry was Jon Bonner. Mischief was Jordan Wistuba. Rush was Michael M. Everyone else played themselves, didn't they? How's that? I'll sit down.
This production is unofficial and not connected to, approved by, or licensed by the rights holders of the Mr. Men and Little Miss characters. Mr. Men and Little Miss are trademarks of THOIP, a Sanrio company. All rights to the original characters and stories belong to them. You'll also hear versions of the theme song All Friends Together throughout the series. The original was written by Dave Cooke. The Mr. Men and Little Miss characters were originally created by Roger Hargreaves. The books are published in the UK by Farshaw, an imprint of HarperCollins, and in France by Hachette Jeunesse. Until next time, keep off the booze.